we need to talk about one final thing before we're ready for the yellow belt and finalizing our preparations for it. And this is what happens if we need to select more than one of something. So yeah, technically we could have like a list of the IDs that they are and go through and select all of them one at a time. That would be such a pain. So there are definitely better ways of doing it. And I just want to talk about let's say, we'll call it the sister of QuerySelectorall. And let's jump in and see this. So what I want to do is I want to make I'm going to call this color texture. Yeah, that's going to be the name of it. And you'll see why in a second. So we're going to be playing around with kind of an interesting input called input type color. We're going to find this on our desktop. All right. And here with the color texture, we're going to create our index.html. We're going to create our script.js. We're going to skip CSS again. It's not really necessary for this one. There we go. Later. And what I want to do is I want to have a bunch of paragraphs of just random text. Maybe lorem 8. And we'll do 5 of them. That'll be fine. And then when a user selects a color, I want all of the paragraphs to change at the same time to have that color. So we'll give this type equals color. We're going to give this a name of, well, color, and we'll give it a an on change. So this input takes on change. So some want on input, this one wants on change. We'll call this the get color function. And in get color, we're going to pass in this so that we have access to that input when we get a color. And in our script.js, what are we going to do? We're going to make that function get color. That needs to take in an element. And what we're going to do with this element is we are going to console log element. And if you remember what we were doing with the previous inputs, this is going to be very similar. Input dot value or element dot value. Yes, value. And that should tell us the current color we have selected. So let's open a default browser and bring it on over. And don't forget to inspect element. And I want to not zoom this one in. I want to zoom the other one in. This side can be nice and big. So when I select a color with this input type color, I'm going to click on it in a second. It should, well, in the end, we wanted to style all of these paragraphs to have that color. But for now, I'm happy just seeing that color display here in the console so that we know that we're getting it. And this dialog varies based on your operating system. So if you're on Windows, it probably looks something like this. But if you're on Mac, it probably looks nothing like this. If you're on Linux, it probably works. So let's say OK. Oh, get color is not defined. Right. So we have this function here, but we don't tell our page about it. So we need to have a script tag. Source equals script.js. And that should take care of it. And we can go back and take a look at it again. And let's pick a different color. Let's pick this color. Say OK. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm getting this color. And what I want to do now is attach it to all of the paragraphs. So before I just go ahead and do that, I'm going to show you why it's a little tricky. So I'm going to call this var p tag equals document. So we're going to go for the document object model. And we're going to query selector P. And if you remember, we can mess with the style properties, the CSS properties through .style, and we can set the color equal to, and this looked like a hex value. Those are valid colors. So let's try that. So we'll alarm. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. So where were we? Yeah, so we're gonna take this P tag and we're gonna, well, yeah, we'll see what happens in a second. It will do something, but not everything. So let's pick another color. We can actually just pick random color because we want like in the middle of this thing. How about this one? And it picks the first one it sees. So query selector just gets the first one available. If we want all of them, this is where we need query selector all. So we can try P tags to make it a little different. And we might think we can just do this right away. We can set the style of all the P tags at once to this color. And let's see what happens if we try that. They're already black. Let's make them green. Yeah. P tags.style is undefined. So what we need to take close attention to is, well, what does P tags give us back? It's not a single element like it was before. It's going to be something else entirely. Let's just comment this out for now. And when we come back, let's pick another color. Doesn't really matter what. It shows me a node list. It's now an array of all of our paragraphs. So if we want to apply something to each thing in an array, we're going to have to loop through it. Yeah, we have to bust that out. So we can do a for loop, or I equals 0, I less than P tags dot length, I plus plus. And now this is almost there. So P tags, like we said, is basically an array of our paragraphs. So we need to get the paragraph at each index. So square bracket I, first time when I equals 0, we're going to get the first paragraph. Then we're going to get the second paragraph. Then we're going to get the third paragraph. And we can kind of see it if we want to. But let's just see it all at once for now. We can do, let's pick out red. Now they're all red. But what if we only wanted to get the odd ones to have a color? Well, we could do something like, I'm not sure why I'd want to, but it's kind of interesting to see. I%2, if that's equal to 1, that should select the odds. Well, let's see now. Would that work? Okay, yeah, we got the evens instead. Well, that's fine. Well, I guess we did get the odds because we started 0 after all. Yeah, so we could do that, but most likely we want to just do it all of them. But feel free to use any of the JavaScript knowledge you have. Like, it's all still valid, even though we're working with HTML. We're working with objects. We're working with arrays of objects. It's all really cool stuff. So yeah, sometimes we need to select multiple things and maybe we need to do something really clever with it. So like changing what it says. But yeah, you'll get a chance to try that out on the next assignment. So look forward to that and see you all in the next video. Bye.